Good morning and welcome to the Morning Voice. Today's October 14th, 7:05. Whether you're joining us on your drive time or you're sitting at home or you're just relaxing, we appreciate you tuning in. The Engagement Hour. We have Matt Neely behind the glass, keeping me on time and on target. And our purpose is to try to get you engaged in your community, or at least encouraged to get involved. We're a nation bound by shared values of freedom, liberty, and equality. And with that comes some rights and responsibilities. For some, that includes service to our country and others to our community. So we appreciate you joining us today. We've got a very full schedule today, so we're going to jump right in with my first guest. So this morning, I am joined by the founder of Combat Coffee Bean. He founded it, Combat Coffee Bean, in July of 2024. But there's a lot more to this story than just coffee. Coffee may be his passion, but there's a lot. So today, this morning, I'm joined by Dave Rafus. I appreciate you taking some time and joining us, Dave.
Well, thank you for having me.
So we talked about people being involved, and you've kind of been involved in a lot of different ways. From initially, you were in the service. You thought you were retiring later at one point, and you ended up kind of now going back out and starting a foundation and then creating this incredible coffee. So let's just start from the beginning of your career. So you were a Marine.
Yes.
Can you tell us where did you grow up? How did that come about playing into your life?
Well, I grew up here in Tucson. My mom moved me here in 1975. I'm a graduate of Flowing Wells High School. When I graduated, I joined the Marine Corps and started to travel the world. I did 7 years in the Marine Corps as a communication specialist. I was in communication electronics, telephones, radios, digital. That's kind of where my background from the Marine Corps was. Served during Desert Storm, came back home, and then left the Marine Corps, where I got into, of all things, trucking. So I drove over the road for about 18 years, retired at 45. I'm a horrible retiree. I made it about 3 weeks. My wife comes in, gives me a hug and a kiss, tells me she loves me and to go find a job. So that was where my entrepreneurial started. A couple years later, I was diagnosed with having post-traumatic stress, and we started the One Veteran Foundation. And since then, we've been doing it about 10 years. We've trained approximately 60 service dogs, maybe a little more. And in that time frame, we haven't lost a single veteran to a suicide. We've had one individual that went on to medical school and became a physician assistant. And then we've had several others that, for some reason, there's something with service dogs in the medical field. A number of them have become nurses, EMTs, paramedics. We've had a few that have gone on to be computer drafters and things like that.
Well, I think much like your story, and this, I think, occurs for a lot of folks who have served. When you get out, you said you had a successful career driving trucks for 18 years and then retired and failed.
Yeah.
You had a couple other businesses and going, but eventually it came back to kind of your service and looking to help. So November of 2015, you started One Veteran Foundation.
Yes.
And could you kind of give us a story of how that went through? And anybody who's interested in finding out more information on this, the website is oneveteranfoundation.org. That's the number one.
Yes.
Veteranfoundation.org. And they've got a good site, and they do an incredible service. So you said you were identified with PTSD, so therefore you were interested in finding a service dog, and there wasn't one.
Yes. Yeah. When after I was diagnosed, one, I was really angry that they said I had it, because I thought I was fine. It was everybody else that was messed up. Turns out it was the other way around. And we started looking to find a service dog for me, because I really struggled with crowds and loud noises, and especially at night was nightmares. There just wasn't anybody at that time that was doing it realistically. So we went to California to look for a dog, and it was $30,000. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
It is amazing when you find yourself in a situation that's what you need.
Yeah.
That if you are just going to go out and do it on your own,
yeah,
find one and buy one yourself, it's incredibly expensive because of all the training.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So my wife and I said, we don't have 30,000. I was like, I don't know a single vet that can just pop out a check for 30,000. So we looked at Florida and it was 25,000. I was like, well, that's better, but we've got to fly there to get it. So I was like, well, why don't we do one ourselves? And she was like, okay. My wife is very understanding with my ideas. Sometimes she pulls me back and says, well, let's take a look at this. So we started the foundation. I was sitting on the couch one night and the name popped in my head and it just wouldn't go away. My wife was like, go buy the domain, you'll be fine. And about 9 months, 10 months later, a friend of mine and I were out riding motorcycles. I was telling him of this idea and he said, well, why aren't you doing it? And I said, because the IRS takes money and you have to pay for your C3, and I didn't have it at the time. He reached in his pocket and handed me the money. And then come to find out, his girlfriend of that time knew how to file C3 paperwork. So she filed on Thanksgiving Day, 2015. And this was at the time where they were really slow walking IRS paperwork for nonprofits.
Right.
And on December 3rd or December 7th, I don't remember, we got the paperwork back saying it was approved. I gave a speech to the Military Order of the Purple Heart at the end of the month in January.
Great organization.
Yeah, and then January of 2016, well, actually it was New Year's Eve, we went out and ended up buying some food for a veteran who had a daughter with special food needs, and he had just lost his job. So we stepped in and helped out with that. And then when we did our first event to raise awareness about us, everybody really keyed in on the service dogs, and it just took off like a rocket ship from there.
So when do you recall when you trained the actual first service dogs through One Veteran Foundation?
The first service dog was mine. Her name was Manifa. She was a pit bull American bulldog mix, and we totally got her by accident. We went in looking for a healer because when I was an over-the-road truck driver, I had rescued healers because they were my breed. And Pack had a litter of puppies, and from there I found one beautiful little red female, just absolutely adorable. And I said, this is the one I want. And the lady was not real gentle when she told me. She goes, you can't have her. And I was like, why? And she goes, she's on legal hold or enforcement hold because they had found them in a meth house. And so they were considered evidence. And I got really angry. And my wife was like, oh, no. And I turned to walk out, and Manifa was in this kennel with a German Shepherd and just leaning against the wall of like, God, just kill me. Just put me down, put me out of my misery. And I was like, I know this look. I said, let's take a look at this one. We went out to the play yard, and she became a completely different dog. She was fun-loving, energetic, caring, very just all about me and all about what I needed. And she hit one arm, and then she let go, and she hit the other arm, and she let go. And the lady that worked there, she's like, sir, please don't get the dogs wound up. She has to go back in the kennel. Now, my wife is a 5'2" woman, and she's very protective over me. And she stood up, and she goes, ma'am, if this dog doesn't roughhouse, this dog stays here. She looks at me, and she goes, you have a good time, sir, with that dog. And she went home with us December 26, 2014.
Outstanding.
Yeah. And in 2015, she started picking up on what I needed.
And so now you're somewhere in the vicinity of 60 dogs that you have trained through the foundation.
Yes.
And given to veterans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
we don't charge our veterans. All of our dogs are donated from animal rescues. Occasionally we'll have a breeder that will donate a dog to us. From there, we've grown exponentially, and we have the cost of our dogs cost us approximately $3,000 because the board is all volunteer. And with that being said, the only thing that they get out of this is, one, we pay for their cell phone, and two, every day when they go home, they know they've done good.
They have the satisfaction of what they've done. Well, as if that wasn't enough. I mean, that's you talking about being involved in your community. truly your veteran community that you were supporting.
Yes.
Because of your own experiences, you did an incredible job. But now, the purpose of why you and I originally connected to come on this show is in 2024, July. So it's now a little over a year.
Yep.
Little over a year. You decided, you know what? I love coffee, and I'm going to create combatcoffeebean.com in order to support this foundation and yourself.
Yes.
Tell us, how did that come about?
Surprisingly enough, I was talking with a veteran, and he told me he was shutting down his coffee company, and I didn't know that he had one. Honestly, I was a little upset because I love really good quality coffee. Not a big fan of bad coffee, but I love good quality coffee. So we got to talking, and when he shut his down, I basically connected with all of his contacts, and the Combat Coffee Bean was born. I wanted something that we could do that, one, I love and enjoy, and that's coffee, because nobody likes bad coffee. And we take a portion of every bag that we sell, and we donate it to the One Veteran Foundation to help pay for service dogs. With that, we source our beans, quite honestly, from all around the world. We have them from all over Central America, some places in Africa. Like our Warthog coffee is a really great coffee, and it comes from Uganda. When we decided on the Ugandan coffee to represent the Warthog, I put it out as a competition because I was thinking Guatemala, because Guatemala makes really good coffee. Uganda won. I was quite surprised, and it's a really, really good coffee.
One of the things for anybody who's a military aviation enthusiast, they can just go to your website and read all of the different coffees you've got. I mean, I've obviously going to have a preference to the Falcon Fuel. That's going to be one with my background.
That one's from Tanzania. That one's an amazing coffee.
And it is. I mean, you're right. You've got Nicaragua, Tanzania, Costa Rica. I mean, you've gone all over the world to get the coffee beans. So you are, like you said, you are a fanatic, and you're proud of the taste of the coffee as well.
Yes,
that's incredible. If anybody wants to go on there, order some coffee. You can become a subscriber. You know, Dave and his team will take care of you. It's at combatcoffee.com. combatcoffeebean.com.
Yes.
So combatcoffeebean.com.
Yes.
So what's next for you? So you've got this coffee. It's been about a year. It sounds like it's all going well. I mean, you've got multiple flavors on there. What's next?
Well, right now we had a 1, 3, and 5 year business plan, and the first year was just online. And once we solidified that, then we were going to continue to build on that. And then at year 3, we were going to start doing farmers markets and pop-up stores. We've done well enough with the support of the military and the people here in Southern Arizona that we are now doing our year 3 plan at year 2. So we are currently on Sundays, we are at the farmers market at the Foothills Mall by Barnes & Noble. My wife and I go out and we work that. We interact with the public. We spread the word about this amazing coffee that we have and about the foundation. So if people want to come and buy it, when we tell people we're fresh roasted, fresh ground, we're not kidding, because we will have all the beans fresh roasted the minute you order. Once your order goes in, they pull the green coffee, they roast it, they bag it, tag it, and ship it that day. So it's really fresh.
Wow, you've got the process down. There's no doubt.
Yeah, and from there, when you come out to the farmers markets, we have it in whole bean form, but I have my big commercial grinder with me, so we will literally grind it fresh in front of you.
Well, there's no doubt you've taken this all to heart. You're doing it through service on so many fronts. We're drinking the Foundation coffee this morning, and it's definitely really tasty. It is good stuff. If you want more information about the coffee, combatcoffeebean.com. If you want more information about the foundation, it's 1 as in the number 1, veteranfoundation.org.
Yes.
Dave, this has been really enjoyable. I appreciate it. I'd like to have you back sometime in the near future to see where these steps are going, and just let everybody that didn't listen today to hear your story hear it again.
Yeah, I would love to come back. And for all the listeners, we have a discount code of VOICE5, and if you put that in the discount code, you'll get an additional 5% off on your purchase.
Well, there you go. Consummate salesman. Make sure you leave us with that. So VOICE5.
Tell them the website one more time.
The website for the coffee, well, I'm going to go to the foundation since I've got it up. The number one, veteranfoundation.org. And for the coffee, it's combatcoffeebean.com. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a great week.
Thank you.
You're listening to 1030 The Voice, your trusted local news and talking station. We will be right back in about 2 minutes.